Hello, I'm Alexandre Poncet. I'm a journalist, a composer, a director and author. I'm the co-author of a book called Chiang, The Cinematic Legacy and the Star Wars Legacy. And I'm the co-director of several documentaries like the Frankenstein Complex and working with animators. So I'm really happy to be here in the Arrow video store, and I grew up with video stores, so it's pretty cool. And I was asked to select 5 films, and actually I'm gonna select more because 5 is not enough with this collection. And I have a theme, very loose. It's about characters who become something else. I can start with one film that I love, which is, I think it's around here, Phantom of the Paradise by Brian De Palma.
Phantom of the Paradise.
There really is the Phantom.
This is a masterpiece. This is one of my favorite films. So it's a musical. It's a Faustian, story. There's elements from the portrait of Dorian Gray in this. Well, the maestria of Brian De Palma is really incredible. There is one of my favorite shots in the history of cinema in this. There is a one-er, so a tracking shot, but actually as a split screen. So you have 2 tracking shots, left side of the camera, right side of the camera, so shot together, 2 tracking shots shot simultaneously. And I still don't know how they did this. It's a pretty incredible scene, and actually it reflects the duality of the character. So that was a clever choice. And this film has the best end credits song ever written for a film. The Hell of It, so by Paul Williams. Paul Williams' songs for this are incredible from beginning to end. Phantom of the Paradise, masterpiece. So second movie would be Candyman.
Candyman, you don't have to believe. Just beware.
So Candyman by Bernard Rose, adapted from a short novel by Clive Barker. That's an incredible film, but that's also an incredible score by Philip Glass. And again, I discovered this when I was a teenager, and I did a transcript of the score because I couldn't find it. And years later, I spent time during a festival in France with Bernard Rose, and there was a piano, and I had the chance to actually chat with Bernard Rose while playing a suite from Candyman. That was a little surreal. This, of course, is relevant with my theme because it's a character played by Virginia Madsen becoming something else. So, Candyman, great story about urban legends. So, okay, we'll choose 2 films. This one, Robocop.
Robocop.
Thank you for your cooperation.
And that one, Innerspace.
Give yourself a shot of adventure. Innerspace.
Okay, these supposedly have nothing to do with one another, but actually, this is a guy becoming a cyborg. And this is a guy becoming a very tiny, version of himself.
I'm not a man.
So it's somewhat relevant to my themes. I saw these when I was 8 years old. Yes, I saw this when I was 8 years old, which is completely irresponsible. My parents didn't think when they approved that screening for me. And I saw that in an open-air cinema. We were camping with the family, and there was an open-air cinema. And the first day I saw on the big screen Robocop, the second day Innerspace, and the third day I saw Predator by John McTiernan. So that changed my life. This one, actually, I have had the chance to meet pretty much everyone who worked on that film. I spent time with Paul Verhoeven in his apartment, chatting about that film. I wrote a book and directed a documentary on Phil Tippett, who did the 209 character for this. So I've met with Ed Neumeyer, the writer, great writer of this film, John Davison, the producer. So that actually all my professional life is linked to this film, and it's pretty nice because my cinephilic journey started with this film. This one is one of the best adventure action comedies ever made. Directed by the great Joe Dante, who did Gremlins, among other films. He also did Matinee, which is a brilliant movie. Innerspace, I don't know how they wrote this film, and I don't know how they did it. Maybe they locked themselves for months in a room and tried to find every situation they could, invent from that pitch. It's incredible. It doesn't age. It's filled with brilliant and innovative visual effects by Dennis Muren. And there's a great score by Jerry Goldsmith. I love film scores, so great score. Great score by Basil Poledouris as well for Robocop. And those two films were released in '87, which is one of the best years in science fiction and fantasy cinema. So this was just released by Arrow, and it's a dream come true for me because there's footage, behind-the-scenes footage from the visual effects on this disc, and I cannot wait to watch it. Okay. I'm gonna choose this one, To Live and Die in LA.
To live and die in LA.
So it's a character becoming something else. It's a cop becoming a criminal. And it's a cop becoming a criminal in a very specific scene, which is a chase scene, which is the best chase scene in the history of cinema, in my opinion. It's a 10-minute long scene, and there is a duality between, choreography and chaos, complete chaos. And actually, you really see the main character falling apart in this scene, becoming crazy in this scene. And William Friedkin directed this. And he had already done The French Connection. This chase scene is, in my opinion, way better than the chase scene from The French Connection, because it's more relevant in the context of the story, in the evolution of the characters. And yeah, the choreography is insane, really. There's shots I still don't know how they did it. There's the car, changing lanes, and the camera just goes higher and higher, and you always know where the cars are, where the characters are in the middle of the traffic, and with the camera it catches them, and it's pretty incredible. So this is a masterclass in choreographing and editing a chase scene, and also a masterclass in making an action scene relevant in the context of a drama. Another film after To Live and Die in LA would be The Killer. Not a cop becoming a criminal, but a criminal becoming a protector. So John Woo's masterpiece. I could have chosen Hard Boiled, and talking about tracking shots and action scenes, Hard Boiled has one of the craziest shots in the history of cinema in the hospital. But this one, actually, when I watched it again very recently, I found many similarities with Michael Mann and William Friedkin, actually, because of course it's supposed to be a remake of Le Samouraï, the French film, but it's really influenced by the American 80s, cop movies. And there is a scene in a bus with the cop trying to find a criminal in the middle of the crowd, and it feels like a Michael Mann movie. So I like that it's a Hong Kong movie, but it's pretty universal. And of course, it's a very expressionistic movie. And from the very beginning of the film, John Woo plays with the eyes of the characters. At some point, after he has shot by accident the eyes of an innocent woman, you see the hero in a church. Some people are removing bullets from his back. And actually what he does is he covers his eyes. And there's so many details like this in the film. It's a very, well, I don't know if you can say that John Woo is subtle, but actually I think it's a very subtle movie. The Killer. I cannot be here and not choose this one. Conan the Barbarian, John Milius's masterpiece. I was talking earlier about the score of Robocop by Basil Poledouris. This has the best film score ever written, in my opinion. It's an opera. It's absolutely brilliant. I love movies which don't need to be talkative for a long while. And actually the first act of this film, after the monologue that the father gives to his son in the prologue, after this, it's silent for almost 15 minutes. And it's only driven by the music. And of course, there's this climax at the end of the first act when there's the attack on the village. And the way the music tells you everything, in sync with the mise en scène of John Milius is outstanding. This is one of my favorite films. I'm pretty sure John McTiernan watched this and Peter Jackson watched this when they filmed The 13th Warrior and The Lord of the Rings. For a long while, this was the best heroic fantasy movie ever, and actually, maybe it still is. And of course, it's relevant with my theme because it's about a boy becoming Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I chose this one.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. The buzz is back.
I love the first one, obviously, but this one is absolutely crazy. So Tobe Hooper signed with the guys at Canon to finance this in the middle of the 1980s. And it's completely unhinged.
You have to buy me a new plate cover, Leatherface!
Dennis Hopper didn't want to be in this film, but actually he invests in his role fully. There is a chainsaw fight, which is crazy. And relevant with my theme because it's about a killer, Leatherface, becoming a lover. And it's about the lovely Caroline Williams going from a victim to a fighter, and actually she becomes crazy at the end. I love the production design of this film. I love Tom Savini's makeup effects. And yeah, I think, in my opinion, it's, I think it's as good as the first one. Very controversial take on this. But I think it's one of the best films by Tobe Hooper. I could talk about so many things here. It's pretty incredible. I'm gonna choose this one. Dark City, which actually, this has the director's cut, which is way better than the original theatrical version. Dark City by Alex Proyas. So I discovered Alex Proyas in '94 when I saw The Crow on the big screen, and that was a shock, for my system. The Crow, just like Robocop or Innerspace, changed my life, and I became really sure that I wanted to make movies and write about movies. And then Alex Proyas did this, which was at the time probably the best, most ambitious sci-fi movie you could watch on a big screen. The theatrical version actually spoils the entire plot in the opening scene, so never watch the theatrical version of the film. But the director's cut is mysterious, and this actually is the template for The Matrix. I'm pretty sure the Wachowskis read this or heard of this, when they worked on The Matrix, because it's a pretty similar story. I love The Matrix, no worries. But it's really the first sci-fi, adult sci-fi, comic book influenced with film with, elements from Akira, etc., and Ghost in the Shell. Brilliant movie, and it's about a guy becoming a superhero to save a sci-fi world. And great movie. I could choose, dozens of films from the video store. I see some Chucky, I see some Harryhausen, I see some Terry Gilliam, 12 Monkeys, brilliant film. There's, Jackie Chan cruising there. Well, I could spend hours in this and be really annoying with my explanations, but I'm pretty happy to have been invited to talk about some films that I really love.